not military. It doesn't harm you, but if it is, it's sound and gas. Yeah. As well, it's mainly the sound, but when it is put in a close proximity, it also hurts. One of the demonstrators' leg was broken because of that.
Leg was broken?
Yes. So this was the biggest injury in these days.
But there's no gas that's emitted, right?
Sorry?
There isn't gas that comes out of it. It's just the propellant.
I think it's just it's not tuning, but it's the sound and also the light.
Oh,
is it like a blast? Like a blast?
Yeah, it was also done in 2016 when this rebellion was. If you have heard about this.
I think I cannot keep track of all the rebellions in this country.
That's not much, but they seized, several people seized the police station, if you remember. Yeah.
Okay.
This was in 2016.
Okay.
So there was a demonstration following this, and then police again used this equipment.
Okay.
And there were also several injuries, etc., and among them journalists. One journalist was hospitalized for several weeks.
Wow. So, when we talked previously, you talked a lot about open records and how basically there's very few records here that are open.
And not very few, but few.
And
comparing to Western countries.
Yeah. One of the things you said is that you do these FOIA requests pretty much daily. Yeah. What kinds of things can you get with a FOIA request?
Almost everything that is out of these registries, but even sometimes you need to clarify what is in the registry.
Okay.
Because there's not perfect everything there. But mainly we may approach the official bodies for their comment, for an information that is not published, for data, huge data and their analysis, etc. For example, we might say, what was the trade in specific category in the last 5 years?
Trading specific category? What do you mean?
For example, there was the trade of animals in this species, or what was the trade of this fruit? I mean the export for the last 5 years, etc. Or give me the main companies that were doing this job, etc. The name of the companies, for example, exporters or importers.
So, for example, like your story on the companies who supplied the vehicles. Would you be able to get the information on which company supplied?
No.
No?
Not officially. The thing that we did is to collect all this information. Sometimes there was written the name of the company. Other times there was the vehicle from transportation line. For example, 63 microbus line, right? You see 2 or 1 vehicle from it. And you call the owners or the manager, and this is the way. Otherwise, they wouldn't accept that they used it,
right?
And give you a list that we used this.
Right.
They tried to reject it.
Interesting.
How about land records or real estate? Are those open?
Companies' names or?
Yeah, or just real estate records. Can you ask who owns a building?
This is not open, but we have a cadastre that you pay a little money and they can give you the owner of address. Otherwise, we have a registry of companies if you want to know company information, and you pay about €6 or 7. And you get the information including shareholders, directors, address, even previous shareholders.
You get the CEO's name?
CEO's name.
And,
sometimes they are accurate, sometimes they are absent. But then every time there is an update, for example, the CEO was changed, right? You need to pay again.
But that's pretty expensive, €7, isn't it?
It is, and there were many claims to stop this practice because it should be public information, and the journalists, the media outlets are mainly not able to pay for it. They don't have this budget.
Right.
And many of them, I may count only 3 to 4 media outlets that do this regularly. But other times, and the new government in its program, it said it will work on it to make it open.
So that's what Pashinyan is saying?
His government promises.
To make these things open?
The company information, the register open, yes. But it's not, maybe it can be changed because it depends, right? How will it proceed? This is a wish, but they say, maybe this department says, okay, our salaries depends on this, etc.
So we talked before, no police records are open, correct? No arrest records.
There are court case records.
But only after they're closed, right?
Yes.
And are you able to get victims and perpetrators' names?
After it is closed, you may. I think in majority cases you may.
So the names will be in the record?
In the record, sometimes they are closed, other times mainly they are not.
Okay, so...
But for the arrested or this case that are not ended, closed entirely, you may not have information even when you send a FOIA request, because they say this case is still being it's still open. Yeah, so
it's only when it's closed.
When it's closed, you can have the case.
And no prison records, I think you told me.
What do you mean? I mean the names of those who are in prison?
Yeah, and their sentences.
No, but I think that if you do a FOIA request, they maybe they give, because this is not a secret. It should not be a secret, right?
Well, it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, yes. But there's nowhere that is published.
But nowhere that it's published. Okay, so you'd have to FOIA that.
Yes.
Okay.
But there are thousands, so they may reject you saying that this is or sometimes they do this kind of unlogical thing, saying that there's a huge information, so we cannot give you this.
Are governmental budgets open?
It is.
Yeah?
It is.
So you can find out, like, militarily what the country is spending?
No. Some aspects are closed and military among them. I think, military, whatever you want to know about military, that will be closed even when you send a FOIA request. Not even, for example, how many things, because this says something about the count of the army. We know how much in general is given to the army, but
how do you know?
Details. It says the government says every time it allocates money to, for example,
so that's
culture, army, etc., etc. But it's a general count, not in details how many, for example, what countries, not how many things to buy for this money.
For tanks or things like that.
Yes, this is all closed.
Yeah. What about contracts with the military?
Again, this is top secret.
And what about contracts or tenders with the government? Is that open?
It is, I think, but not for military. Otherwise, it is.
For the government contracts.
You mean the separate